low budget bets. Welcome back, Low Rollers. Just figured we had the draft last week.
Yeah.
Figured we'd talk about that for a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just getting started here. The first two picks, quarterbacks, Jared Goff, Carson Wentz. Dean, what do you think about those guys?
Well, I'm going to talk about the trade, Ray. And for both teams, they both gave up an awful lot to get these two star quarterbacks of the future. And, just going back through recent history of the drafts and, your number one pick overall that's a quarterback, very few times, few and far between are they actually really any good. You got your Peyton Manning, you got Cam Newton, Carson Palmer. I was supposed to be serviceable, but you certainly couldn't call him anything great, all the way up through the years. You look at the other elite quarterbacks around the league, you've got Tom Brady, a 6th-round pick, Drew Brees, a 2nd-round pick, Russell Wilson, a 3rd-round pick. It's more so, I'd say, about, getting a quarterback that's going to a good team. You have this first overall pick for a reason. You're a bad team. Now you got a good quarterback who's probably behind a crappy line with no running back, no weapons. What kind of development do you expect from him? It's not going to be pretty.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on it. I think both of these guys, along with the vast majority of these quarterbacks, except for maybe Connor Cook, about the only one that I liked in the draft. I would say I see somebody that can be a pro-style quarterback. I think they're all going to be busts and stuff. That's my opinion on it. But Ray, what do you think about the two in particular?
Well, just going back to my notes here when I was watching the draft, Jared Goff to the Rams. I don't think it's a terrible spot for him necessarily. I mean, the Rams aren't a terrible team. They have a run game with Todd Gurley. They got Tavon Austin out there as a wideout and a playmaker. Their defense is solid. He's going to know the media because he's from the area, so obviously it's going to be amplified him being in the NFL, but he knows that Los Angeles media. Just from watching some film on him and stuff, and the little bit, it's not really like I watch many games, but he seems like he has a really good ability to throw off balance and has a strong arm to make all the throws. So we'll see. I wasn't real high on him either. And then Carson Wentz from North Dakota State going to the Eagles. He's got good size, decent speed for being big. He's 6'5", 237, and
looks like a quarterback. That's all. Awesome.
Yeah, it ran a 4.77 in the 40, but this isn't North Dakota State, man.
It is not.
And they were the big kid on the block in Division II. Now, your 4.77 speed that I saw you on film running away from people in Division II, you're not going to be running away from people. You're going to have defensive ends and outside linebackers.
Your defensive tackles got better than 4.77 speed.
Yeah, some of them are close, so we'll see. But that's what I think about the first two picks.
You don't seem to be all too excited either.
No, I think, like you said, it's more about the situation that a quarterback's in and the ability of that team or that franchise to develop them. On to the next interesting pick, number 3, Joey Bosa going to the San Diego Chargers. What are your thoughts on him?
That was certainly surprising. I wouldn't call myself a draft expert in any way, shape, or form, but, I did read up on plenty of mock drafts. I was watching the draft coverage myself, and nobody in the world seemed to think it, but, something about the Chargers and linebackers, and it's maybe just from, old timing and remembering Junior Seau for all of those years, and I just think it's a perfect fit, and I don't know, he's just got a linebacker name to me, just Joey Bosa, roaming the middle or the outside, because he'll be an outside pass rushing specialist and stuff, but still, I for some reason, just call it an interior gut thing. I think it's going to be a hit. I think it's going to be a good one.
Well, being an Ohio State fan, I got to see him quite a bit in a lot of games last year and the year before, and he was great in college. He ran a 4.86 40, a little bit slower than I thought he was going to be. Not that that's everything. A lot of it's just quickness and getting around the offensive lineman. He doesn't need to necessarily run a super fast 40, but we'll see. I'm kind of on the fence about it. San Diego is like the most blah team to me, I think. But,
Well, if they're not, they're certainly close to it.
yeah.
So,
Pick number 4 was Ezekiel Elliott. I'm going to the Dallas Cowboys. What did you think about that pick?
running backs in the first round. Everybody preaches against it. Everybody, no, you don't do
This
it.
isn't
It's a waste.
1992.
And hey, don't get me wrong. It may be the case, but damn it, I've seen this guy. You know, I don't watch a ton of college football, but what I have seen of him is wow. I don't think that there's any reason to, when you have a chance to put a player like that on your team, I don't care if it's for 4 seasons or for 8 seasons, you know, which is, you know, probably along somewhere those lines of what a career running back is. I say you take it and stuff. He's a guy that can, you know, change the game. The Cowboys looking to keep Tony Romo more upright, more healthy. Well, you know, a good running game is going to do things like that.
He's a good blocker, too.
And that too.
For Ohio State, he's a great blocker.
Polished and stuff. It's not just a, you know, one thing he does and does well. He's polished and stuff. I'm for it and stuff. So, you know, going back to my youth as a Cowboy fan, go boys and stuff. I said do it.
Well, from an X's and O's standpoint, I think it's about as good of a pick as you can make, you know, if you're the Cowboys. Like you said, in terms of being a complete player, he can block, he can catch. He's got decent speed for his size, and he's NFL size right now. Great, you know, situation for him having an elite wideout. Pretty good tight end who's old, but still good tight end. Good quarterback, and an excellent offensive line. So he has the potential, again, talking about X's and O's, he has the potential to lead the league in rushing his rookie season. He really does. However, some of the things that concern me, and especially after, you know, seeing him at Ohio State, you know, wearing that crop top shoe to show off his abs, you know the story kind of behind that?
No.
Okay, so in college, his sophomore year, the year that they won the national championship, he had... He always had kind of a crop top, you know, whether it was like rolled up or cut or whatever. I think he just rolled it up, but he'd always have his abs showing.
Correct.
After they won the national championship his sophomore year, the NCAA banned wearing your jersey in that manner, having the crop top or whatever. He had to constantly be either over the abs or tucked in or whatever. So he kind of had an attitude towards that. He would constantly, during practice and warm-up, show his abs and stuff, just kind of as a defiant gesture, which, you know, whatever. But then when he does it again at the NFL Combine, and then, not the NFL Combine, but the draft, and then calling out the play calling after they lost to Michigan State, you know, I get it. They should have given him the ball more. He was their bread and butter offensively, especially since all their 3 awesome quarterbacks that they had all of a sudden became not so hot. All 3 of them. Well, Braxton Miller was hurt, but I understand his criticism, and I was critical of it too. But keep that internal. So, all that said, you know, putting all that together with Dez Bryant, who's already kind of mouthy. Well, not kind of mouthy. He's really mouthy and a little weird with his rants sometimes. Jason Garrett, who's kind of it's okay, you know, players coach type of guy, not a disciplinarian. I could see if they start off like 2-4, 2-5, 3-4, 3-5, and you know the Giants take off or something. Some team starts taking off in the division. I could see him getting really salty and really upset and just turn into a friggin' crybaby and him being a locker room cancer. I'm just telling you, because this kid's not a thug. He's not from a bad family. He's from an upper middle class family, and he just acts like an entitled punk sometimes. So X's and O's, great, but off the field and attitude wise, we'll see.
Yeah, in the draft, it's always a crapshoot anyway.
And he's still young, so he could grow up.
He could grow up. It happens to all of us, even me.
I'm still waiting.
I know, one day.
Well, this is your line usually, but last and certainly not least, we got one more guy we're going to talk about. Your boy, No, he's not your boy.
No, he's really not.
Laramie Tunsil from Ole Miss, who was supposed to be the best overall offensive lineman in the draft, and the guy who should have been taken as the first offensive lineman anyway, should have been the first guy off the board.
A lot of people said within the first 3 picks coming off the board.
Right.
And
some pictures and videos surfaced. If you haven't seen the picture, it should be up right now. Yeah, what do you think about that, Dean?
Miami is either going to look like geniuses or they're going to look like freaking idiots. My guess on the two is they're going to look like freaking idiots. He admits that the pictures were him. He admits that he accepted money. Okay, look, I understand being young and I understand being stupid. Hell, I understand being old and being stupid. However, there comes a time when you put the kiddie things away, like a gas mask and pot and accepting stupid bribes or money when you're already planning on playing in the NFL and making millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. What could you possibly be thinking? Can you learn from this? Yeah, you can. I've learned from plenty of mistakes in my days. Will you learn from it? When you have all of this money, when you have all of this fame, when you have all of this attention thrown at you and people telling you, oh, there's nothing to worry about and that you can get away with this and everything else. Look at your Johnny Manziels. Look at your Greg Hardys. Look at your Ryan Leafs. Any number of these things. Josh Gordon. Hey, there we go. We got to bring Cleveland into it.
Johnny Manziel's roommate.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
What a dream team.
Yeah, this is going to be great. And it's like I said, it could easily turn out to be a steal for Minnesota because there are the good stories. You do have the good stories. You know, your Tyrann Matthews, the Honey Badger, and hell, the Cardinals went at it again with the Mdichi or whatever you say his name, and again, it's a risk-reward thing, and you're not gonna. You could have certainly never planned to get Tunsil at 13.
Well, the beauty of the NFL for the teams and the owners though is that there's only for those first round picks there's only so much guaranteed money. Mm-hmm. So even if they are a knucklehead and you decide to cut them, you don't have to pay them anymore.
Yeah.
So my take on it, I agree with most of those points. My only thing is that I would disagree with you a little bit is this is really the isn't this the only thing we've heard about this kid getting high, right? Like he hasn't failed any drug tests, or you remember hearing anything about that?
Yeah, I could be wrong on it, but I think I'm thinking about the who was the defensive end that refused to take a drug test and stuff.
I don't know about that.
I think that's I'm getting confused.
But my thing is that if this is an isolated incident, I think there's a lot of college kids that probably. my concern is this: it's not that he necessarily. I'm not too worried about him having an addiction to pot or not being smart enough to circumvent the NFL's drug testing system because, like. Even Ricky Williams himself said, who failed like 4 drug tests, you got to be an idiot to be caught, failing one of those drug tests. Anyway, to me, the thing that concerns me the most isn't that he's being young and stupid and smoking weed, because a lot of kids out there are young and stupid and smoke weed, and plenty of adults still do too. Plenty of people that I respect in society get high from time to time. Yes, it's illegal. 5-10 years down the road, it may be legal for everybody anyway. My concern is this, that you're doing something illegal. We all kind of try to get away with what we can get away with at work and life. We all speed a little bit, sometimes 5 miles an hour over, sometimes 20 miles an hour over if we're in a hurry. My concern is this. I would never speed 20 miles an hour if I knew there was one of those little like speedometer camera thingies that's going to take a picture of me, or I'm not going to run a red light when I know that there's a camera up there that's going to take a picture of my plate. So this guy is getting high with the gas mask and the bong hooked up to it somehow, while being filmed. Whether on a cell phone, I'm guessing, right? It was a cell phone camera or something. But either way, it's like, listen, if you want to get high with your buddies or by yourself or with just one other guy or whatever, you got to be a little smarter about your illegal activities, right?
Yes.
Like, again, we all try to get away with what we can get away with. But I don't do that in the face. Like, if I want to go get high, I'm not going to ask my boss at work if he knows where I can score some weed. I'm not going to go smoke that weed right in front of the sheriff's office.
Or the parking lot at
Oh,
work.
well, yeah, okay. I'm not going to do that, okay? So to me, it's not just the act of doing something illegal. It's the fact that, like, I'm going to do this in front of a camera where everyone knows. It's not like he's a 90-year-old man. He's a kid. He knows how social media works. He knows that as soon
He's
as that's
doing this
recorded,
specifically for social media.
right, boom, it's out there, and you can delete it, but it can be recalled. You can record that on your phone, delete it from your phone, and it can be called back from your phone. And I'm sure these kids know about that, or at least have friends that should know about it, or whatever. If you have the wherewithal to hook up some sort of gas mask with the bong to try to get a better high, I think you would have the brains to understand that, maybe I shouldn't do this in front of a camera. So that's what concerns me the most about all of it. Not the fact that he admitted he made mistakes, not the fact that he did commit an illegal act. Because, look, you got people in the NFL that have beaten people. You have people in the NFL who retired from the NFL who I'm pretty sure stabbed people, shot people in nightclubs or whatever. This kid wasn't really hurting anyone else. He's smoking weed for himself, He's in a dorm room or whatever. My concern is you gotta be an idiot, a really, really big idiot. Not just for the illegal act, but to do it in front of a camera, and laugh like it's all good, because that right there alone is enough to make me want to pass on the guy, and a few teams did, but we'll see.
Well, more than a few, and like I said, that's he could turn out to be just fine. There is the good stories, there is the good success stories. Somehow, some way, I just don't think this is going to be one of them. I think we've got a future contender here for what will probably be it'll be probably the least valuable player thing will probably just be named the Montez from here on out, because what a freaking idiot and stuff. So and I just got a feeling this guy's going to be one of those things that's about the only thing that you can say about him. What a freaking idiot. So
yeah, pretty much.
But I would say that would just about wrap up this draft spectacular of ours here at Low Budget Bets. If I was smart, I would have given us the exact day countdown to training camps and opening day, but I didn't do that.
Before you know it.
But yes, before you know it, it'll soon be here.
In the meantime, if you're feeling like you need to take a nap or something, there's always baseball you can turn on. Yeah.
I'd rather watch old tape of Montez.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we could do that,
Yeah.
Or whatever. I'm not a big baseball guy.
Yeah, where'd my gas mask go? So.
All right, we're gonna go get high. So,
but until then,
so we're gonna turn the camera off.
Yeah, off.
We're smarter than that.
You won't see this, folks.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Until next time.
Yeah.
I'm Dean.
I'm Ray.
And we'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye.